Uh-oh, what happened? Hello, everybody, and welcome to Garden Quilt and Art Show, where good friends become family, and family is everything. Deborah Garrett, you won the prize for, there's no prize, I'm just talking junk, for being the first one in here. I was so busy messing around, doing things at the last minute. And let me say hello to everybody. Unbiased LLC, Maria Graham, My Renaissance Gma, and anybody else I didn't see. I actually have my handy dandy phone here. I appreciate each and every one of you. For those of you who are new, what GQUAT stands for is Garden Quilt and Art Show, because those are a summary of the things that I love doing best, and a summary of the things that I have been doing for 8 generations. There are still 6 living generations on both sides of my family. Gina, she says hello, welcome. She's listening and watering. We had a big rain the day before yesterday, but I don't have a garden like yours, so I'm not trying to win any watermelon queen wars. So, therefore, my garden is on its own. I'd like to thank each of you, those in the bushes, those who are listening, the moderators, of course, especially Dolores, our technical assistants and moderator, all of you who have been mods and helping in the chat, because each of you have the ability. I'm not going to say the word with the T and the R, because we haven't been annoyed much, because when idiots come in the chat, you guys, poof, they're gone. They're gone. No questions asked. Will not pass go, will not collect $200. So I will be moving right along tonight because I have so much to show you guys. And Dolores is going live at 7. For those of you who don't know Dolores, I don't mean Dolores. I mean, oh my gosh. There it is. Ruby Spot. I went live on Dolores. I didn't have my nap this afternoon. So one must have one's nap. But we're going to be pushing through. Then after Dolores, my Renaissance grandma will be going live at 8 Eastern time. So we'll hang around and let's do that. And before you leave this live, I have a nice little outro to show you. But while we're waiting for people to come in, I want to show you what happened. So I made it to the post office today. I didn't mail anything, but I did pick up a few things because I have a big mail going out on Monday. Monday when I get paid. Like, you see this stack of pillows will be going out. There are about 4 or 5 of those, bunches of bags, the little crossbody phone bags. I just saw Laura. Thank you for coming, Laura's Garden and more. I appreciate each and every one of you. So this morning, I had to go to the post office, was supposed to pick up a prescription, but when you get my age, there are so many, you might as well wait until they get them all ready around the fourth or fifth day of the month. Our treasured home, Nancy, thank you for coming and welcome. So one of the things I picked up from the post office was a beautiful, I love handmade things. Handmade things. I have a friend who is an elderly man from Minnesota. He's actually German, doesn't know, grew up not speaking English, and he told me about his whole family history. How did we become friends? When I say good friends become family, 10, the educated natural. Thank you for coming and welcome, because we've been good friends, and he restores vintage sewing machines. So I had him totally sand down one of my featherweight boxes. He shipped it back to me. It ended up getting cracked. He handmade one for me. Then he found another one that was made in 1948, the same year as me. Mike's Chaotic Gardening, thank you for coming. Friend to all the animals. And he painted this one the most gorgeous blue. And I have an original case for that one as well. Well, his wife is a quilter and a Christian, and they made me this mug rug, and it's made like a rag rug, you guys, which is interesting. And it'll hold a big mug or two mugs, and it says, "Heal me, O Lord, and I shall be healed." Jeremiah 17 chapter and the 14th verse. She actually, and it has a traditional four patch, which is a type of quilting. For those of you who don't know me personally through the YouTube streets or the social media streets, I do several arts. In addition to the heritage arts, I do fine arts. I paint, I draw, I do all the traditional arts, and I started doing it though after I retired. Now, I do have a QR code, you guys, and the QR code will show you all of my links. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, IG, and here on YouTube. You love my purple blouse? Thank you. It's kind of a dashiki type of thing. It comes down to my knees. And I was trying to be neat like Crafty Leo and get all the lint off of it. This is ridiculous. And off the things around me. And is there any kind of art I don't do? No, because I was taught to not be bored. And if we were bored, my mother would find chores. So I have studied just about everything. And you know what, Janet? When you get 76 years old, which I will be in a few days, a few months, there, and you do everything that you're interested in, there won't be anything that you almost can't do, including like cooking. If you unalive it, I can cook it. I can cook anything. I can cook anything, anything, anything. My mother was even telling me a recipe that her dad made with groundhogs. I have a few groundhogs out in my garden now, munching up my few that needs to disappear. Gee, Mama grows hard in the garden. I was looking at your hydroponics today. Today, I didn't have a chance to get back in there. So, what else happened at the post office? Well, you never have enough fabric, and you always have to invest in what you do. So, I had ordered one type of fabric, a cheetah fabric. I couldn't get it. So, why don't I sit back and put this down closer to my lap? Then I don't have to hold everything up. My rotator cuffs are not in such good shape. So I ordered 3 yards of camo fabric, and they have, it's kind of like the army green type, so that I will have them. I need to make some more neck bone pillows. And all the neck bone pillows I had in all the camo fabrics, I don't have anymore. They've all gone out. As soon as I finish anything, it goes out. You guys will be proud of me because guess what happened? Guess what happened to the truck? Ruby Spot, thank you for coming and welcome. And yes, I would like to say hello to anybody I missed. The truck accidentally went in the Dollar Tree. But what I wanted to get, I got only a few things. Tigsy, thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. I needed some bags because these 4 of these pillows plus one are going to one family, different portions of the family. And I wanted each neck bone pillow and bag to be separate, even though it's going in one single box. A big box like your box, Gina, Jags, J3, GS. And where can you get nice bags like this for $1.25? I tried to get everybody a different bag, but alas, there wasn't enough bags. This store was a blah store. I should have gone to the Dollar Tree where I go to physical therapy. They have the bomb. It's really big. Look at this one. I even got one in Espanol. And just so that some of the family members could have different bags, different bags. Some of them might get bags that have male content. Jegs is speaking to everyone. So then I have one box, one big box I wanted to open on the air. I'm so excited. I am so, so, so excited. She's using her muscles. Oh, this box is from my sister, my Renaissance grandma. And for those of you who don't know, I'm making a king size denim quilt for my mom. Mother, ego amote. I'm about to tell them your age, Mom. Oh, my Renaissance sister says, I am a blessing and joy, and she loves my work. My Renaissance grandma. So, this is a heavy box, you guys. So, look what oh, I don't have any of these colors in my mother's quilt. So, she has bleached denim. Ooh, this would make mommy might not get all these, Mom. This is a nice queen size skirt. This would make a nice bag. Uh-oh. Hey, sister. This one has a slit from the floor up the hip. Imagine me in this. My kids would shut me down. I better have on a pair of leggings to the floor. They would shut me down. And a second one. Oh, this is going to make a lot of fabric, my sister. Look at this. I love these. Mom, this will make, and I have 22 pieces that I have to cut out, 6.5 inches by 16.5 inches. My sister, Miss Shirley OG Gardner, thank you for coming. Girl Dad cooking up deliciousness. And one more piece. Whoa. These were marked at $32. And I'm hoping she got a discount. She knows how to get them. Another pair of shorts. These are nice big shorts. And this I can get a lot of fabric out of. Yay! Thank you. Thank you. Unbiased LLC. Did I say hello, granddaughter? So, moving right along, I'll show you one little thing. And this is, I showed it Thursday for those of you who are new. This came out of my garden, and I wanted you to see because yarrow is so prolific. You probably have it all around where you live across the country. Try not to let it drip on my computer, but I want you to see what the leaves look like. You'll see these white flowers, but it comes in different colors, especially yellow and white are the most popular. But I want you to see this. And it's used for medicinal purposes. I am not a doctor. I'm not advocating anything. I will tell you what I use them for, would use it for. The Native Americans have been using it for centuries. My mom's grandmother was a Native American healer, and one of her daughters fell into a fire. They had a coal fireplace, and she had on one of those fluffy robes, and she was very badly burned. The doctor said that her leg would have to be amputated. And as a last resort, my great grandmother asked if she could take her out in the woods and do some healing. She got some bark from some trees and some poultices. And that's one of the things you can do with yarrow. You can boil it, make it in tea. I actually have some right here that I put in my tea. I have so many things to show you guys. This is hibiscus tea. I drink it like this. I didn't have any more hibiscus, so I bought some organic hibiscus online, and I buy 100 bags. And part of my 8 glasses that I drink a day, I know this is 32 ounces, 8 times 4. So this is 4 glasses right here. I chug a bottle of water as soon as I wake up on an empty stomach. I have to take thyroid medicine. So that's like 2 glasses when I chug my first water, cleans my stomach out and gets my day started, takes the cramps out of my legs. I don't know how many of you wake up 3 o'clock in the morning with cramps in their legs. Most of you who do things late at night know that I wake up at 3 o'clock every morning. My legs hurt. My legs hurt. So this is actually ginger and lemon and yarrow and what did I just say? Hibiscus. My whole family drinks hibiscus tea for the family occasions. We put guava in it and a few other things, and that's the family drink. My mother growing up used to My mother growing up, when we were growing up, we always had mint growing. We always grew something. We always grew some type of food. I've been growing since I was about 2 years old, and Daddy used to take my little finger and tell me to put it in the hole. And he came from a sharecropping family in North Carolina, moved to Connecticut, and he said put 2 seeds in each hole. They couldn't afford to not have a crop or something not come up. So we always had plenty, plenty, plenty. So what did I harvest out of my garden? I actually got a couple cucumbers. And what do? I pickle my own cucumbers. These are cold pickled. You could probably see the jar sweating. I just took it out of the fridge. It's just cucumbers cut up with homemade apple cider vinegar and sugar, cane sugar in this case, and okay, kosher salt. You can use any type of salt you want, and you just mix it up. And I can actually hear it breathing in here. So, what I like to do, I do everything the old fashioned way. I cook everything you can imagine. Excuse me. I have cooking videos, but I don't make a lot of them because I cook everything from scratch. For example, if I make spaghetti, I don't use the marinara sauce in the jar. I make it from scratch. Yes, I do, Janet, how I make apple cider vinegar. I will link it. Well, you know what I'm going to go back and do? I'm going to link some of my fermentations. This is actual a fermentation of a vinegar with lemon juice. What else? Ginger and some pineapple juice. It's finished working. And I usually make it a half gallon at a time. And I have put it aside so it won't be bubbling anymore. Yes, if you want to drop your link in the chat to connect with each other, you put exclamation mark GQUAT. What else do I want to show you? I've shown a couple of you this before. This is this is because I've been showing you so much of the arts and crafts. What really had me come to the channel was my gardening and cooking from scratch. Do you know what this is? It's not molasses, it's that dark. This is fermented garlic from my garden last year. And in September, I got some local honey. Happy Max said that had a lovely color. Thank you. And the longer you leave it, the darker it gets. It doesn't get much darker than this. And this is a type, it can be used as a medication. I actually have books, lots and lots of books. I remember one of my first books. My son is 53. Before he was even born, I had a book called Cooking with Mother Nature by Dick Gregory. And he talked about fasting and cleaning your system out. And then the Garden of Eden, which had about 500 plants and herbs. I had that book until the covers came off of it. And I gave it to someone who had cancer so that she could have some natural ways. This is one of my resources that I use, an encyclopedia of natural medicine. If you take any medications that a doctor has prescribed for you, please make sure that you check with your doctor or your pharmacist before you mix herbs with store-bought medications, because sometimes they don't get along. Sifting some soil and more. Mona, thank you. Mona and I met a couple years ago because we were in a gardening challenge. Now, what I do, again, I'm old fashioned. All of my green herbs, I dry them naturally. Yes, I have a dehydrator, but I don't use heat for my herbs because for me personally, I like to dry them out naturally to keep all the oils inside. If you cook with herbs, by the way, whether you get your herbs out of the garden, use them fresh, or dry them, you rub them in your hands. You rub them in your hands to activate them before you throw them in the pot and start cooking with them. So I will show you some of the herbs that I have dried out, that I grew myself. If I don't see you, I apologize, anybody. This is rosemary. So this was quite a lot for it to be dried. And my niece daughters were here last week and I gave them some. So this is natural rosemary. It's not canned or anything because I use it. I use it in my day-to-day life in cooking. Some of the other herbs that I've grown in my garden, I have a big batch out there now. I should have brought it in today, but it was kind of wet this morning, and I'm leaving early in the morning to go see my mom. It's about an hour drive. This is German time, and it's all dried out. It's just the heat from the weather this week. We had a little heat wave up here in the Northeast. Another herb that I grew, these are just, let's see, well, this jar is mint, spearmint, and lemon balm. And what I do is I make teas out of this. I have the little muslin reusable bags. I have the little things that are like a spoon with a cover with it. I can put my herbs in there. I can just dip them down and pull them out, or I can just simply put them in a little pot and boil them and steep them. Blue Lotus Vibes, thank you for coming. Hello, if I didn't say hello already. I'm showing you some of the herbs that Auntie Ellen grew. This one is a small jar. I save all glass jars. All glass jars I save. And this one is the same spearmint, lemon balm, and sweet mint because I have a box going out to my sister, Joanne Stevens, and I will put that in her bag. Okay, that one I'll show you in a minute because I use my dehydrator. This is oregano. I didn't have as much oregano because I have a community garden and I had some in a pot. Thyme is so good in just about everything. I love it, love it, love it in my curry with cumin and some of my other herbs, my curry, the thyme. I put it in. If you don't like all the herbs floating around in your food, you just want the flavor, you can take a little sack with some cloth and tie it up and throw it in there. Or you can tie pieces that are long with just a string and then fish them out at the end. There are so many ways to conveniently use herbs that you grow. These two are different jars of dill that I grew out there. I don't have as much because I shared it with some family members who came to visit me from DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And then, you know what they did? They cash out me the money for some pillows, these pillows, and I didn't even know it. So I'm like, oh, we meant to get some pillows from you when you were there. They use the pillows that I have for myself. I wash them every week, and they sent me the money. I'm like, oh, they cash apped it, so I have to make them some. Look, this is a big jar of sage. You can chop it down smaller. You can burn sage for good spirits or whatever, smudge pots. And it looks like these are just dried leaves. You see how I dried them? I didn't chop them up anymore. Oh, they smell so good. I like to just stick them in if I'm baking a chicken, a turkey, or something. I just take lemons, slices, oranges. I just stuff the inside of the bird. This is mixed savory. What this meant is I got didn't have enough of a jar of other things. So, like if you're making, say, a curry or some of the Jamaican dishes and they have like the green sauce, this is basically what the green sauce is, different spices, but they're just dried out, they're not wet. And I have a couple of packs in some of them. This one I knew I wouldn't be using a lot of, so I just put a little pack in to absorb the moisture in the buds. Some countries have like herbs de Provence. My therapist went to France last year and she got me a container of herbs de Provence. It's just some herbs with lilac and whatever other flavors. Some people like Italian herbs. Nikki, the everyday life of an OCD chick. If I didn't see you to say hello, please forgive me. Hello, 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 hello. We are glad to see you. Now, some of the things I do dry out. This is lemon powder. Last year, Gina had some lemons that she was getting from juicing from with Jay, and she gifted them to me. This is some of my dried out lemons. Of course, you think lemons don't grow in Connecticut? Guess what? Lemons do grow in Connecticut. One of my neighbors who has a portion of the community garden next to me, guess what? He has Meyer lemons. He has all these tropical fruit trees. What he does is takes them up, they're smaller trees, and he takes them to a local greenhouse here in Connecticut 6B, and he stores them for the winter. And then in the spring, he goes back and collects them. He just finished all of his cherries. He had a boatload of cherries a boatload of cherries. So this is all lemon powder. Now, what do I do with my lemon powder? I put it in with tea. I put it in with ginger. I boil it sometimes, like with my hibiscus. Sometimes I put peppers. I have a small little spice grinder, and I'll put small amounts, but I only grind up what I'm using, because once you grind it up, it takes some of the strength out of. When it's a little more solid, it stays more condensed. So I've this jar was full, and this is the lemon powder. Sometimes it's savory, sometimes it's sweet. Sometimes I make a lemon pie with cream cheese and other things, and I might just grind a little bit of this in here. You, where why can't you do that with citrus trees, Happy Mac? Are your trees too big? You're not that far from me. I know where you are, sort of, kind of. In fact, I think we're in the same grow zone. I think you're also in 6B, just in another state, just in another state. So these, this I did slice the lemon into slices. I took the seeds out and I put them in my dehydrator. Then they were crispy. When they were crispy dry, then I ground them up to this part, and I saved them. What else did I dehydrate? So this is what the lemons look like at first. These are oranges that I sliced up and dehydrated. A lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. Nope, I'm never bored. Can you hear this? Urban Garden Chronicles. How are you doing today? Do you hear this? I don't want to drop crumbs in my computer, but can you hear how crunchy it still is? Oh, you're in New York 4B? Oh, there might be some commercial greenhouses. I'm sure some of the colleges or something, maybe nearby. Let me show you how dry these are, even after a year. Listen, can you hear how crunchy dry these are? And I'm going to put this tight. I love these half-gallon jars. I just love them. This is a little bit about me scrolling along the bottom. Now, this is something similar. The oranges, sometimes when I eat an orange, I still save the peel. These are good for boiling. You can make potpourri. You bougie. Hola, sobrino. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? So these are some of the things that I do with herbs. What are you guys growing in the garden? Is there anybody else growing that would like to come up? Oh, wait. I forgot to show you one more. Here is some Thai basil. I saw one of you, I think it was Urban Gardening Chronicles, who was making growing some Thai basil. This is actually kind of a lot. Kind of a lot. So I make my curries and whatever. I'm good for mixing up stuff. Good for mixing up stuff. So who else is growing? Oh, and there is a challenge out there. Dolores is in the back somewhere. She will be available. Josta berries are almost right. Service berries are almost gone. Well, you can ferment. Oh, these are some of my herbs out in the garden right now, you guys, that were just on the screen. Dolores, can you put that last one back up? I just want you guys to see how much German time is still this is the German time. The other was sifting some soil That was what do you call him? Seymour, the Georgia candy roaster squash. They have flowers on them. I don't know if they're going to do anything, but I'm trying. I have an 8 foot by 40 foot section of a community garden. If the squirrels and the groundhogs and the two-legged squirrels will let me be great. Oh, my mullein? Yes, my mullein is out there. I didn't bring any in because it's flowering. And what I'm actually going to do is chop the flowers off and let the mullein thicken. Think I have a couple pots of mullein as well as a couple pots of yarrow. I was trying to keep the yarrow under control. I have some comfrey out there. I have some borage out there. So you see, I had surgery this year and it was like, oh, I'm sorry, I have to withdraw from the planter garden thing. But the truth of the matter is that my garden is not a sunny garden. It almost only grows things that can tolerate a lot of shade. I have blueberries out there. I have asparagus out there. Oh, Mike, all those peppers that I started in my arrow garden are out there. Yankee Sister brought me peppers and some tomatoes because I was whining because I didn't have the ability to go down all those steps and walk out there. So my Yankee Sister, Robert Brownlee's is awesome, Auntie. She dehydrated dry 5 trays of cilantro early in the week, just dehydrated 5 trays of cherry tomatoes, and harvested a bunch of cayenne peppers. Good for you. She's out in Minnesota 4B. Oh, those are some of the irises from my mother's garden. Do you see all those steps, you guys? That's what I have to go. There are 3 sets of those for me to get down in my garden, or I have to walk around. The piece of wood that you see is one of my leave that one up for 1 minute, Dolores. That's my cart that I use, like the little homeless cart, and I take my backpack and my all my little gardening things. I have children's gardening tools that I use, like a little shovel, a little rake that I can use for myself without hurting myself. That's Swiss chard way over there. Oops, way over there in the back. I planted Swiss chard and kale and mustards, but the mustards are already eaten down to the ground. This is part of my garden. Those are some more irises from my mother. Way in the back are tons of wild raspberries. The bushes you see over here are from the bull's garden, and they will be thornless blackberries. Way in the back are blueberries, 2 different kinds of blueberries. And I have a pineapple peppermint. I have lots and lots and lots of herbs back there. Cool weather farmer. Thank you. Welcome your first time here. If you enjoy it, I hope you'll stay, subscribe, turn the bell on, and come back. We do all kinds of things. Garden, quilt, and art show is about just that. Welcome everyone aboard the Garden, Quilt, and Art Show family reunion bus. Family reunion bus. So, again, before you leave, I just want to remind you that, oh my gosh, I'm tongue tied. I'm brain dead. They had me hanging out the YouTube streets late last night. Ruby Spot. Ruby Spot. Oh, yeah, I challenged those two, Dolores and Ruby Spot. They have never grown anything. I double dare and defy them to drop one seed this summer, just one seed of anything you like, anything you want, any of us will be happy to send something to you. And they are in Georgia, so they need to grow something. I did double dare and defy them, and I will be the judge. Bouger, they're saying, how are you doing? And for those of you who are new, I cook everything from scratch. Bouger has used a couple of my recipes live. If you go to her channel, she has made some of my cornbread from scratch. My apple cake is the bomb. Oh, that's how I make my apple cider vinegar, you guys. I peel my apples and I have an apple corer, so it makes it easy. And my apple corer actually cuts really big apples into like 12 slices. And then I take the core and I take the peelings and I put them in jars. I put them in jars like this, and I fill them up about halfway. And then I put a little bit, because I make so much apple cider vinegar, I take the mother out of one of the jars that is in the refrigerator. It doesn't kill the mother, and you don't actually need a SCOBY. The mother is actually the little like crumbs that's in the bottom when you shake your vinegar. If you buy apple cider vinegar, you can save the mother from some of that and put a teaspoon in to boost it up. I make kombucha. Oh my gosh. I make 2 gallons of kombucha at a time. I flavor it with the lemon, with the ginger, with berries, all kinds of stuff. Oh, Ruby Spot is in Maryland. Oh, okay. Nikki, the everyday life of an OCD shit. All of these are going around the corner from you, not even 3 miles from where you live. My niece daughters that were here last weekend demanded some. And then I couldn't say no because they sent money to my Cash App. I didn't even know they knew I had a Cash App. Ty Lily, thank you for coming and welcome. Ty Lily and I have been internet friends and family since before I even started a YouTube channel. And we were actually interested in some of the sewing and quilting. Oh, by the way, those of you who are new, this is one of my art quilts. This is actually the continent of Africa, and each country is made out of a different, authentic African fabric. Like South Africa is actually some fabric from South Africa. Madagascar actually goes over in here, but I didn't want it to get all beat up by me bumping into it. So each of these is a different country. I just have to finish and do the quilting in between. And then each of these strips I cut one by one out of different fabrics because I didn't want it to be matchy matchy. I wanted it to be different, and I wanted each piece to be a different size. Like you see these, they were probably started out as an inch and a half. You usually use 1/4 inch seams when quilting. And this is my passion. This is what I love. I love. I love. And let me see. Some of my other art, this is in homesteading with Janet, says, what don't I do? Sort of way up in the corner, you can see a picture of me teaching a class on decorating gourds. The gourds that you grow in your garden, the birdhouse gourds, you dry them out, you clean them out. I can teach you or tell you how to clean them out. And I was teaching in a class, we made vases, we made masks, we made bowls, we made bird houses. The one at the top, that's Miss Mignon. That's actually an art quilt of a lady's face. And hey, Lorraine T, my sister, hermana. And I don't know if you can see down the bottom, that's actually a wood burning that my mother commissioned from an African artist from Senegal. I don't know if you saw a purple tablecloth on the table at the Arizona house at Joanne Stevens' house. That artist hand carried that piece of hand dipped, hand dyed fabric from Senegal all the way to here. This fabric was hand carried. Some of you know that I have family in Tanzania and a niece from Namibia as well. So, but I also buy a lot of fabrics from a channel. It's on Facebook. It's called Quilt Africa Fabrics, and the quality, oh my goodness, of her fabric. It is so thick. It is so luscious. It is so divine. I was looking to see if I had a piece over here, but the thickness of the fabrics that you get, like you hear about Egyptian cotton, because it's a long grain cotton, sort of like they talk about long grain rice, and the rice is different than short grain. Well, the long grain cottons make for very, very thick fabric. And then a lot of the fabrics that she gets are from the people in the villages that hand make the fabrics. There's no middleman. She gets them. Tyler says, "Oh, 100 ears of fresh corn. Are you going to leave them, or are you just going to cut them off the cobs?" I like making the cutting the corn off the cob. We used to make something called succotash, and we use okra and corn and fresh tomatoes, and we cook them together. The other day I heard, who was it? Who was it? Unbiased LLC talking about Miss Patty cooking okra and corn. That's our traditional way. Ty Lily, they wanting to know if you are making anything from the corn silk. Oh, Maria Graham. Oh, $10. Oh, Maria Graham. You know I dance for dollars. Let me get my dance going. Oh, let me get it going. Oh, yeah, get that thing, Nana. Woohoo! Thank you, Maria Graham. Thank all of you. I appreciate all of your support in every form that there is. I just enjoy coming to visit you guys. I feel like I'm just sitting at home and my grandkids come by. Oh, a funny story. So my niece daughters, why do I call them my niece daughters? Because my second husband had a best friend and they were his nieces, and they became attached to me, but they were just like my daughters. I have a daughter their age, and I have a son some of their ages. And so, like, they started calling me Mom Penny. And a Cool Weather Farmer says succotash is good. When I make my oxtail soup, I use all fresh ingredients. I cut the corn off the cob. I go get the okra and cut it up. I love it. Maria Graham said, "You're welcome, Auntie. I appreciate you." For those of you who are not here Thursday, Maria Graham is my special guest. Are you feeling guilty for no, I'm teasing you. I'm just teasing her. I just love her. And she showed some of the things that she's sewing. She made some quilts. She made some pillowcases. She made a denim bag. So, you guys, for those of you who are new, I'm just trying not to fall off the sofa or unplug. So all of these bags will be going out on Monday. All of these were made for those of you who are new. You see the pockets, like the pockets on these. This is a skirt that was gifted to me by my Renaissance grandma. She went thrifting. You see these? These are some nice big pockets. But what I want to tell you, some of you, it's a repeat. When you cut your pockets out, you see there are a lot of ways to do everything. You see people cutting them out, and they're quilters. So they want to save as much fabric as possible. So they cut right next to the pocket. I don't. I leave at least an inch around, sometimes 2 or 3 inches, because you know what? This will make a separate tote. But I want to show you about one thing. The pockets are never sewn on straight. They're never straight. You see, because it's to fit the curvature of your boom boom back there, your buttocks. So you see, this side is wider than this side. So you just account for them. It's just a crossbody foam bag. So this is one. I use store-bought webbing. Store-bought webbing. Okay, just so that this is going to just torture Maria and Dolores because these are their bags. I didn't show them before. This one's Maria's. This one's Dolores. You cut yours too close to the pocket in the past. Well, that's okay. That's okay. You can just use that for, thank you for the term niece daughters. You feel like a second mother to some of your nieces. Yes. Oh, you know what I was going to tell you? So they came. There were 3 of them. And we ate. I ordered food. I ordered some seafood platters. And they had driven all the way from the DC, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and Southern line to here. And I said, well, where are your bags? So they said, we left them in the car. We didn't know if it was okay if we stay here. I'm like, stop being silly. I came up old school. We made it work. I've got a sofa, a huge sofa, by the way. It's an 8-foot leather sofa over here. I've got a blow up bed. I sleep in a full size bed, and I've got a hospital bed, a genuine antique hospital bed, like you used to see in like the horror movies that the crazy people, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and whatnot, where you roll the head up and roll the feet up. I have one. All that I have to do when I get older, is I live in a senior handicapped apartment. All they need to do is send some extra help in. Send a nurse in to put me in run me through the shower, help me fix my food, whatever. And I will be fine. I have friends in this building 100 years old because they were in my arts and craft classes. So, yeah, these pink ones are going out to my pink girls. They're not girls. They're younger than me. All my little sisters and younger sisters. And I don't know. I don't know anybody who has a channel who is elder than me. You wear denim almost every day. So for those of you who are new, because you'll never have a chance to see these again, these are from men's jeans, and I sewed a piece of leather. This is actually a piece of gold leather on this one. A couple of these have gold leather. Some have, like this is a pocket from men's jeans, has a piece of that African fabric that I told you about from the Quilt Africa fabrics. And just because it had purple on the front, I put purple there. This is not the same as Unbiased because Unbiased I know loves blue. So I fussy cut hers so that the back would have some blue on it. I know she's listening and watching, and she'll go and replay it just to see what I said about her. My bed is vintage. Thank you. Thank you. That bed came in a house I owned about a half a mile from here on Fountain Street, Lorraine T. I owned a house and I sold, but when I bought it, it was in probate and it had belonged to a family from the Yale dynasty age, and they owned a furniture store, and they used to have bar mitzvahs in the basement. In the basement. So the benches, they were like benches made to go around, a handmade bar that you could flip up and go down there. And underneath the bar, I mean, underneath the benches was concrete floor. And that's where I used to store my homemade wine. I used to make homemade wine. I've been making homemade wine, you guys, for 50 years. All you got to do with any fruit is put some yeast in it and some sugar, and you have wine. Where are some of the other bags? I have bags with orange leather. This is genuine leather. Oh, no, that's not orange. This one is brown. I do have some with orange leather. But anyway, these are all going out. I'm keeping an eye on the time. Do any of you have any questions? You want to sleep in the crazy person bed? You're welcome. Janet, you be welcome. And just like the girls, like, of course you can stay here. Of course you can stay here. That's what family does. Now, I do have some members of my family who would not dare. They're going to be at the hotel, a 5-star hotel. They're going to be in the comfort. Me, I'm like pound puppies. I like being close to my family. I want to hug them. I want to give them a kiss. My son gives the best hugs. The best hugs. He came for my surprise birthday party in Arizona, my 75th birthday, and they surprised me. And of course, I was crying because they told me they had to work, him and his son. And they just popped up in the middle of the night, or well, almost, and he just hugged me and he was patting my back like I was the baby. So, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? So stick around, you guys, for the outro. You got your jammies, your sleeping bag. You're welcome. You're welcome. Almost homesteading with Janet. If you're ever in this area, you're welcome to visit. And we can just stay up all night doing arts and crafts. We did arts and crafts. I don't know if you could see, there's a shelf over there. You see that little can on that shelf up there? That's my left, center, right game. We were up in the middle of the night playing left, center, right. We were playing Connect 4. It's over there. The laptop version. I mean, the on your lap physical version. Of course, there was some wine involved, a few libations. And we just had a lot of fun. We went out they slept in shorts. I slept in leggings and a t-shirt. We went out to the garden with our shorts on and jammies. The community garden is nearby, and nobody had their cell phone, so I couldn't take any pictures. Oh, Janet, I'll have to do some type of a phone call and actually show you how the game goes. It is so much fun. It is like the family game. You can play with chips or you can play with $1 bills, and that's the most fun because all kinds of larceny gets involved. So then if you don't have any more questions, going live at 7 o'clock. Can you put that one more time, please? If you're here, Dolores Ruby Spot, just so that you can see how she spells her name. My Renaissance Grandma is going live at 8 Central. And if you'll hold on, now it's time to say goodbye to our lovely friends. Peace, love, and blessings. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you on Thursday at 4 p.m. Hold on for the outro. For those of you